or India secures the ECOSOC seat. ECOSOC stands for Economic and Social Council. Now it is I would say, principal organ under the United Nations system. Now, since I'm talking about the United Nations system, so let's go to the board and understand the United Nations system. How does UN, work? What is the structure and all? The United Nations is a global organization which was formed in the year 1945. Whatever I write on this red board, I think some of you are new. Whatever I write on this red board, make it a point that you note it down. Okay. So, the first aspect is principal organs, which are, I would say, the main or the most important bodies under United Nations. There are 5 principal organs. One is United Nations General Assembly. All the 193 members who are part of United Nations are part of United Nations General Assembly. It is a deliberative body. Deliberative means it is a law-making or resolution passing body. All the resolutions are tabled over here, passed over here, negotiated over here, debated over here. It is kind of the world's parliament, you can say, world's Lok Sabha. The annual session is once in a year in the month of September. Second is UNSC, United Nations Security Council. There are 5 permanent plus 10 non-permanent members. Pakistan is here. And 5 permanent members are Russia, UK, France, USA and China. India wants to be a permanent member, but will it be able to be or not? We don't know. Then the third is International Court of Justice. It is the world's Supreme Court. If any country has a conflict with another country, they can go to the International Court of Justice. There is a bench of 15 judges which adjudicates on the cases. The fourth is UN Secretariat. It is a permanent body. The main body, if you get into the services and if you happen to be in Indian Foreign Service and you are posted in the United Nations, you will be sitting in the Secretariat. All the resolutions are made over here. Everything is done over here. Behind the scenes wala kaam yahan pe hota hai. And it is the head of the UN Secretariat which is considered as the head of the United Nations. The Secretary General and present Mr. Antonio Guterres. So he is basically the Chief Administrative Officer of UN Secretariat. And the fifth is ECOSOC, Economic and Social Council. Now, what does ECOSOC do? ECOSOC main job is to ensure economic and social development. And as the name suggests, how does it do it? It coordinates between various principal organs. The next is the next aspect apart from principal organ is specialized agencies. So when you will learn IR, so then you'll get the entire list of specialized agencies which are 14, 15 in number. But just to give you a context, World Bank, IMF, WHO, UNICEF, UNESCO, like this, there are 14, 15 specialized agencies. They are specialized in their respective domains, like WHO in healthcare, IMF and World Bank in finance, UNESCO in preservation of cultural and heritage sites, like this. That is why they are called as specialized agencies. Then the third leg is related organizations. Related organizations basically are kind of regulatory bodies. They regulate anything. Like WTO, World Trade Organization, it regulates international trade. Then we have IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency, which regulates the nuclear programs of the world. Iran is not allowing IAEA to enter its territory to audit the facilities, nuclear facilities over there. That is why the conflict which has started yesterday is going on. Likewise, there are this OPCW, Organization for Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty Organization, like this. There are 4 or 5 related organizations. They are regulating in nature. Now, what does ECOSOC do? ECOSOC, as I told you, it coordinates between various principal organs. If need be, between principal organs and specialized agencies or related organization, the main job is to coordinate. For what purpose? To ensure economic and social benefit. And mind you, coordination is the most difficult job in the world. It is the most difficult job. When you get into the services or when you get into job, बस ये मनाना कि coordination वाला job ना मिले, वरना you will be answerable to everyone. You will be the connecting bridge between everyone. आपको सबकी सुननी पड़ेगी, सबको मनाना पड़ेगा. You will have to be like that. So that is why. Now, through an example, we'll understand. Now, let's suppose there is a vaccine developed for dengue, and that vaccine has to be administered in 4 countries of Africa. ECOSOC plans ki yaar, we have to administer these vaccines to 4 countries in Africa. So ECOSOC will go to Secretariat and tell Secretariat ki bhai, एक resolution draft कर दो. Draft a resolution which will be tabled in UNGA for vaccinating the people in the 4 countries of Africa for dengue. The Secretariat will tell ECOSOC ki bhai, who will do that? Who will implement this vaccination program? I'll have to write in that resolution. Who will give the funding for that? I will have to write in this resolution. So ECOSOC will tell Secretariat, okay, wait, I'll coordinate with these specialized agencies who will be doing that, and I'll come back to you. ECOSOC goes to World Bank and ECOSOC goes to WHO. When it goes to WHO, ECOSOC tells WHO, hey, I want you to administer this vaccination program in Africa. हो जाएगा? WHO will say हो जाएगा. I'll do that. But WHO will say, bhai, money, I will need the money to procure those vaccines. ECOSOC says, okay, don't worry. ECOSOC goes to World Bank. World Bank, I need this much money to be allocated to WHO for this purpose. हो जाएगा? World Bank will say, हो जाएगा. Then I will go to Secretariat and tell them this much money is needed. Both these can be made responsible for, World Bank can be made responsible for releasing the money, WHO can be made responsible for implementing this in the resolution. UN Secretariat will draft that resolution. UN Secretariat say ECOSOC will take that resolution and go to UNGA, pass that resolution, come to World Bank and tell them ki bhaiya, issue the funds. The funds will be issued. WHO, vaccines will be procured and it will be administered. This is the job of ECOSOC. And it is difficult. Coordination to ensure socio-economic benefit of the people. That is why Economic and Social Council. Now ECOSOC has 54 members and India has become one of those 54 members. And anytime any country becomes a member, it becomes a member for 3 years. Now our term will be beginning in 2026 and it will be ending in 2028. We secured an overwhelming 181 out of 187 valid votes polled for us. So this clearly highlights the confidence the countries are showing in us who are voting for us. India's election to ECOSOC, India secured 181 out of 187 valid votes in the election for ECOSOC seat. India will serve a 3-year term starting next year. Previous involvement, 18th term for India hone wala hai. It is not the first time when we are getting elected. Demonstrating its long-standing and active engagement. India previously served 4 terms run from 2008 to 2020. On the trot from 2008 to 2020, 4 terms we were part of ECOSOC for these 12 years. Now, pledged by External Affairs Minister, he expressed gratitude for support and stated India remains committed to championing development issues and keep working to strengthen the ECOSOC. What is UN ECOSOC? वैसे तो मैंने बता दिया है, but yes, let's go through this slide as well. It is the main United Nations body dealing with sustainable development and economic matters. So it is a principal organ. Many aspirants are confused कि sir principal organs there are 6 in numbers because क्यों आपने 6 in numbers पढ़े होते हैं, there are 6 principal organs ऐसा हमने पढ़ा होता है स्कूल में, but actually the 6th principal organ, the trusteeship council, got dissolved in 1993. It is no more a principal organ. It is no more existing, I would say. Now coming back to this role, it plays a crucial role in addressing global economic, social and environmental challenges. 54 members are part of it, and India will become one of these 54 from 2026 till 2028. Members are elected for 3-year terms. A third of the seats means, let's suppose they 54, 18, 18, 18. Like this we divided. 1/3 of the seats, they become vacant every year. Third of the seats are up for election every 3 years, Now, India will be entering this slot because this is getting vacant. India will remain there for 3 years. Okay. Now, next year, this slot can be up for elections. Then new countries will be added. Then next year, this slot will be up for elections. Then, 18 countries will be added. Then after that, 2028 will come. India's membership will expire. Then this 1/3 will be there up for elections. So ECOSOC serves as a central platform for coordination, debate, policy review and recommendation on issues related to sustainable development. And in this, representation from all 193 UN member states chosen by the General Assembly can be there. These 54 members can be any member of the United Nations, 190 out of 193. Now, regional dynamics and election process. Election process for ECOSOC seats is structured by regional representation. Like Asia Pacific region, there has to be members from this region. Likewise, there is, equitable representation from every region in the ECOSOC. 4 seats up for election for this region. Elected countries all endorsed by regional groups. India 181 votes, China 180 votes, Lebanon 183 votes, Turkmenistan 183 votes. China has been re-elected. China's term is ending this year, but it has been re-elected. Any country can be re-elected. India was re-elected for 3 years trot. 2008 to 2020. Then East Europe group. Competitive elections are there. 3 seats were available in this group, with 5 contestants vying for the positions. No regional state presented. First round results requiring 2/3 of the vote. Croatia 140 votes, elected. Ukraine 130 votes, elected. Russia 108 votes, less than Ukraine, forced into runoff. Belarus 96 votes, North Macedonia 59 votes, eliminated. Now, there was this runoff between Russia and Belarus because 2/3 were not secured, and 115 votes to 46 with 23 abstentions, lowering the 2/3 threshold, means 23 people did not vote and in this runoff, which means that the 2/3 threshold was lowered, means number of people present and voting. Present and voting, 2/3 of that you have to secure. And if you are able to secure, you will be there. And this outcome where Ukraine surpassed Russia is the first round highlights significant geopolitical dynamics. Then there were by-elections also. The United States and Germany won the by-elections to ECOSOC because Italy and Liechtenstein, they had, resigned from the posts. So their seats had to be filled. Their seats were filled like that. India's position and regional presence. Commitment to development. India's election with such strong support underscores the international community's trust. Regional collaboration. Countries like, in South Asian region, so India's election places it alongside South Asian neighbors who are also current members of the council, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. So these countries are already there, part of ECOSOC right now. We will also be. Now this regional presence can foster great collaboration and dialogue among South Asian countries. I hope this happens because South Asian country or South Asia is very loosely connected.